Nana, it's good to have you on Opay.
Good to hear from you as well, Sammy. Good morning to you and to your listeners.
Nana, IPPs and SENSEM, independent power producers, independent power generators, one more threat, one more Eddie Brain, one more Cassia, by the end of June, one more air shut down. Should we be here?
Your last bit, Sammy, Mantoye.
And I maybe say, should we be here having this conversation?
Ordinarily, we shouldn't have been here. So, when you're to Toye, Undum Pempendra, or do be catch all day, say, and Tiame Kawa, Ochna, me Mawin and Kaina. And I think we got here because at a point in time, we stopped meeting our obligation to the IPPs in terms of payment. Na soban them so oye how Sunday. Them I obia hinsika other bonwa probon. If you deny them of what you owe them, not sure that it's one to be ma. What's so bad in there? Maybe I walk a job was sour dear wage my obo to meet your cow. Nempo when you be with ya, onejumaya for cow, no why maintenance of their own plants. So we shouldn't have been here if we did things right.
What is the problem within the energy sector when it comes to this issue about legacy debts and our commitments to IPPC?
Right, so let's look at the power supply chain. Yeah, one what fango and now what gas, now what generate power, and these are the generators. IPPs no what can be, and if you look at the mix now. Einem kaina yenye fi akosombo na buim nimon just around 32% of the national supply to the grid. Einem kaina yenye fi fango no the same crude oil na natural gas what generate power through thermal means and also number 67% thereabouts. Now that thermal component in our kesona IPPs will generate close to 60% of that bit of thermal generation. Now the entire grid no will generate a akosomo bui na IPPs na thermal in aboma 45%, which is substantial. And so this is about the generation. We generate the power via or your VRO or your IPP so one they give it to 1% to transmit it. That is critical. Then it is brought to the distributors being the ECG and NECO to distribute to our homes, our factories, and every consuming point. Now the distributor sits at the tail end of the supply chain. In Sisikebi Wejumani one hour to work how what they generate, 1 hour to work how what that transmits, what our bread distributor, not distributor, so that bread and in all the chase can get my distributor. Not the distributor, soon as can we are, although connection, local here, the transmitted power. What the man, the marathon, the man, or generate in them kind and so what you another the man. So you may not tell you the man, bother them. But in brain, you will find that the distributing end is not able to generate that revenue, which is enough to even go and meet the obligation to the transmitter and the power generators. To say ECG, na net kuwanye which may not share the sika or the wing and at the end of the day to satisfy the others and them and could it be that they are in fact we all know that their revenue collection is very poor. Also they have their own technical losses in the stream. So banedama na sikani yan atosin afi bo won dey won na etu won ka na ode tia na fin tu muntia
na mimbi se there if you look at, and let me take Memphis and Cran, a lot of homes are on prepaid meters. A lot of agencies are on prepaid meters, as we have been told. A lot of companies are on prepaid meters. So I always wonder how people who are on prepaid can be indebted to the ECG.
How my the up and then I prepaid main system not sure that them coffee what was the in advance was my ECG and son of consumer power in Sanka ECG a company there for 2 year the Mistican or your bossa when you're free Kaubian that otum di chanumpo and son about so much soon or with yanko free cow. So on banedem was Sunday. Ebokon na prepayment system na kasampun ebi bowa we read the cow water. So still na ECG go do supply power. There are incidents like that. Obi the cow machine though. Obi the machine I say my meter read Wabam and the Pokon not still ECG supply power. On KGC can. It's just like issuing a post-pay friend and consumption will be non-conscious no good use. In the prepaid system, there are also flaws in there and shortcomings. Yeah, you also feel star. You will do na sir. When you prepayment system no do. We are able to na gan able to. By now, although biara should be brought onto the prepayment system. And here nanta into use. And it means that revenue collection is assured. And I think it's about time we advance to that point. And to the point that we don't only install prepayment system, but a smart one. Now make a smart one. Not sure we put an install thing. It will signal to the system distributor that the system have been tampered with. Or being to an account, knowing your power to yado bosumumpa. It should be signaled there. There is, a deficiency somewhere. But what kind of prepayment meters nampun? Uguahu bebre or some movie China, movie Singapore, movie Malaysia, and I'm sure that yen you been poor has one part about supply water or send the procurement system so or ya how kakra. And so there are flaws in there that we need to address if the prepayment system have to work effectively for ECG to get the needed revenue.
Now, imagine the energy sector levy, what's the essence in there, them problems to do with payments, legacy debt, it was to cure this. And the energy sector levy is still there. It's a vehicle for other transactions. Why is it not being able to cure that, especially when we are still paying?
Ghana yes soon they are buying Abadan Bosabo de Biara. Na Sankasha legacy debt na share with friend the Esla what the Bejina way not is to clear it. In Tibosumbia there is the assurance there and your Krabe 600 with friend then million Ghana CDCB or riba on the back of the Esla. And now Afibiara, that money is coming on the back of Esla. Then they need check how only be. Now, if for them arrangement say, let go see our you mortgage this and you collateralize this. Not sure that the Mr. Canara or Banara, Afibiara able to meet you by and feel me and say if you want. Our target there in the 6 years, Yebenya Ebia 3 billion Ghana cedis. Inside that Bossa. No, be what at all them scan. Them Bossa at Kajene, it's up a yejuman de Yara. I'm fine to Yada Macaon. And so that debt will continue to be there.
So we are here because government chose not to use the energy sector levy for what it's meant for. Would I be fair to say that?
Exactly the case because government chose to deviate from the laid down plan, which is we are using 5 years to clear this. And, the previous government knew the inflows and could project and say that this is coward or if we levy each Ghanaian this amount, on a yearly basis, we are raising this amount of money. yen two electricity bill mumpa, it will generate them. Yet to Musa, it will even be more. The grant today stays the same. In 5 years, we'll clear this debt. It has been 7, 8 years, and now it's been 8 years or so. We still have the debts there. Say why are we here today? So we deviated from the plan. We deviated from what has been laid down, and we sought to collateralize it. Use that money in advance. Get that money in advance and use it. And if we used it for the intended purpose, why are we here?
Now, the ECG has begun conversations with the independent power generators. And that comment via former finance minister Seth Tekpe, no, I make it there. Can ECG, ni state home CCR, can it lead negotiations with the independent power producers, seeing that even their recent action to collect and mobilize revenue among they have only been able to collect about, let's say, 11% of that money? Can ECG sustain a conversation with the IPPs?
Well, I think this is for the optics. ECG, about attempt to lead this conversation and try to assure the IPPs there, based on my current operation and how effective I am working, I can meet your obligations. I can meet my obligations to you. That's just assuring, and I'm sure it's also meant to send a signal to other stakeholders, including the investment community. It's okay, but we think it's just optics that we are seeing. The good news is that ECG is owned by government. Into Mwakani and I went to my Abainara Nobotia. Into ECG, the bottom assurance of the man. That's okay, but it's for government to pay because Kaona Wabot that one. There is no way ECG can pay except government. No way to it here. And most work at the going forward, and we are making sure they collect their revenue in Naira. Now, yeah, my Binance account, more fatter. Now, cash waterfall system, we distribute a Mobiara. It is also refreshing news. But that one is the ECG Naira on engine. I don't know which them cow that down. I don't know about here.
It's interesting that you say that the ECG would have to resort to the government in the end. But this is the same government which was seeking to negotiate with these independent power producers when it was doing the DDEP to renegotiate their money owed them. So has the government the capacity, if it was seeking to initially renegotiate with the IPPs?
Sammy? Bodom ya wonira. It's bodom be jono fitness a child of Bakawa. Another semi America and any person from IES knows this is what IES is going to do. Although resort to the IES board. Although resort to Nira Noma, what I don't know with the AMPA. Okay, I'm paying Sambia no can be so in the name of IES Oba or try IES leadership and the board ward. And see easy to do to my mobile card obey the but ni natural abinable. Na Odu baby Mama went that the point the ECG has to come in with a new face. Because IPPs when you are buying Nasia for and now when I was in when you they've done a lot of negotiation with the minister, a lot with the energy minister, with the finance minister, over and over again. And it's the same in some Kunan worker, it's Obayano which can be original. In so to baby said, Sami did not name him to Kawan on Koya, or those who show before no one name could to the Macawan.
Nana, and a permedo I say, the Ajin Brennan you made in Como. It's been a long time we spoke, though. I'm so grateful.
Masumida was it. I want to wait here for you now. When you make on show Viera.
Yo, and I pay IES Executive Director Nana Amoasi VII. You need in Como, Odin Chichimukaka, Odin Brain.